Hello everyone, I'm going to try today to teach how to use sum over partition. I've got 10 years of airline industry experience, so this example is really similar to what we would see in the reality of the business. These are demi examples or demi variables and values, but very close to what we would see in the reality of the business. In this case, I have invented that we have two reservations, one going from London to Delhi with a connection in London, and the second one also has 4 rows, but not because of a connection, but because of the fact that there are 2 passengers flying together, both from London to Santiago and then back from Santiago to London. And to learn how to use partition, I thought of the following example. So let's say that this was all of Virgin Atlantic's revenues. Of course, that's not the reality, but anyway, this small table will do the job and will show us what we require. So let's say that we wanted to present the percentage that each row contributes to the revenues of each ticket. So this ticket, this yellow ticket, this is the ticket. What is a ticket? Well, in a reservation, every human will have one ticket that belongs to them that represents their journey. In this case, as there is one human in the reservation, the ticket has as many rows as the reservation. But in the second example, the 2 humans share the journey, they are flying together. So the first human has this ticket, and if we look at the 3 last numbers or 3 last digits, they are not the same as, the last 2 digits in reality are not the same as the second human. So let's say that we wanted to calculate how much does this coupon, and I will explain in a minute what is a coupon, represent, or how much this coupon represents of the revenue of the ticket, and the same here, and then this coupon of this ticket and this coupon of this ticket. The coupon is basically each takeoff and landing. So in this case, this is the first coupon because it's the first takeoff and landing, and this is the second takeoff and landing, so the second coupon. In this case, as there is a connection, there are actually 4 coupons, so the 4 rows together will represent what we want, and they will sum 100%. So in this case, what we need is to first, this will make it easier to learn, we need, and I hope that you're wondering, how can we do that? We need a calculation that allows us to present these numbers right next to open revenue. That's what we are looking for. We want to calculate and present those revenues, and that's basically the magic of using partition. That's what a partition does. That's why we use them. Okay, that's, I've said it many times, sorry, but that's what we are trying to find here. So how does this operate? Well, we will write some coupon revenue, but of course this is not going to be a traditional sum coupon revenue and then group by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, which will actually do nothing but repeat the value of coupon revenue. Sorry, and let's call it, which is what I had on the right, let's call it sum coupon revenue. This will do nothing, right? It's exactly the same, so that's not what we need. So the question is, how on earth can we generate this ticket revenue but at the same time keeping these 8 rows in which each row is actually at another level, because each row is at a cube level. So for that we need the partition. How do we write partition? Well, we say sum coupon revenue, and before I go into the way that we write it in SQL, I will go back to Excel and I will say what I have shared with my colleagues in all these years that I have taught them about this. I like to think of a partition as imagining that the SQL engine had eyes, and for a moment we told the engine, hey look, close your eyes to certain things. So we will tell the engine that we don't want it to be concerned about grouping the variables, okay? So we will tell the engine that we need, or I want you to think that we are going to tell the engine to forget about what it has on columns B and C and between E and J, and we will tell the engine, look, I want you to be concerned about this, and about this as 3 different entities, regardless of what you have on column B, C, E, F, G, H, I, and J. That's like close your eyes, don't care about that, just think and focus on column D, splitting or making sure that you sum what you have between rows 3 and 6 for column K, that you then sum what you have on column 7, on rows 7 and 8 following this, and lastly that you sum what you have in rows 9 and 10 following this third ticket. So for that we will tell sum coupon revenue, which is this column, which we excuse me, I think that I made a mistake, didn't I? Yeah, I made a mistake. I meant this. No, not this. Forget about this. No, that's where we are headed. So let's say that we want to sum these 4, right, as one thing. Then we want these 2 as another thing, and then lastly we want this as the third group. And once it does that, we will get what we have on the right. So this, then this, and then although it's the same, but it doesn't matter because it's another calculation, that third rep. Sorry, I'm not, where are the colors? There, okay? So we will tell it, and this is the magic, sum coupon revenue, this one, over partition by ticket or ticket ID. So that's the logic, that's the magic, that's where we are telling it, look, first ticket, first sum, second ticket, second sum, third ticket, third sum, and that's going to be happening in the row number 3, in the row number 4, in the row number 5. So it will be applying the same logic in each row, saying, okay, so because it will be actually filling it out here. So it will go, let's say, in this row, and it will say, oh, in this row, I have been told to split by ticket ID and sum the revenues related to that ticket ID, so those 4. So if I execute this part, we will have the values that we had on Excel. Well, that we used to have, but I guess that you can. Oh, and the formula is not fixed, but it's like this, like this, like this. Then, yeah. I know that it's slow to go to Excel, but I guess that seeing it and with the colors, it makes it easier to follow and learn, right? So bear with me and be patient because I'm just trying to teach everyone. Yeah, like this, and that's it. Sorry, yeah. Good. So now that we have that, if I did my job correctly and I was able to teach you, you should have learned. One thing is that in certain cases, we would be interested in applying a partition, not just by one variable. So I will do something that in this case will change nothing, but hopefully it will teach you something else in case that in the future it helps. We could apply, or we could tell the engine to execute a partition by two things at the same time. So we could tell it to execute a partition by this column and then this one. And in this case, I decided to use the yellow again here because there are as many rows in reservation as there are in ticket. So it will make no difference. But here, if we were to present if we were to present a partition just by reservation, it would be as at combining these four rows, while here we have these two and these two. But what I want to show is that we could, and we will get the same output, okay? That's part of it. But I want to show you that it's possible, in case that you are doing something that requires it, to apply a partition by more than one variable. So we could do this and we will get, and I call it ticket revenue 2, we will get the same output. See? So it's possible, okay? I'm going to comment it because that's not in reality part of the exercise, but I just wanted to show that that is possible indeed. Now, as we said, we wanted to calculate the percentage that, in this case, each row contributes to the revenue of each ticket, right? So I'm going to make it ugly first, and then I'll make it a little bit prettier, but step by step. And when I say ugly, it's the format, it's the output. So we could say FLT.coupon revenue divided, I'm more knowledgeable in other engines, so I'm not sure whether it will accept it as ticket revenue. Probably not, but certain engines would allow me. No, it doesn't, right? Yeah, so as it doesn't, I will just copy and paste it, and now I'm sure that it will accept it. And there it is. You see, it's ugly, so let's call it as percentage coupon revenue versus ticket revenue. But still it won't look nice, so I'm going to cast it. Okay, cast, and I'm going to choose decimal 16.2, for example, so that we get 2 decimal points after the comma, which is the ugly part, and we need to transform it into proper percentage. So let's do this. Oh, yeah, FLT as FLT, okay. Oh, probably no. Is this? I did this before, so yeah, it was that. You see, so here we have 29, 31, 7, 29. Well, let's put the comma in place, but that's it's working. 44, yeah, well, I know it's working. Now, then I thought of doing the same thing, but not at ticket level, and rather than at ticket level, to make it at reservation level. So now we would indeed be thinking of the green and the yellow, okay? That, or this would be the granular level that we are looking for. And I don't know if we want to cover it in black or not. I guess that we do want, just to reinforce the idea that we will be caring of the argument of the function that we put here, so coupon revenue again, and the variable that we will use for the partition, which in this case is the reservation code. The rest is something that we are not concerned of, because in reality what we want is first to generate sorry, excuse me. We want this, correct? 4 times, and let's color it in yellow, and then the same, but now, well, like this. So we want 2266. Yeah, that's the green that we're looking for. So I will first, and I will do it slowly so that we keep learning. So we want again the column coupon revenue, but following this new way of calculating it. So sum coupon revenue over, and then the partition. I hope, like, if you know what comes next, you could stop the video. It would mean that you got it. Over partition by, in this case, what we want is to split it, to tell the engine, look, don't care about what you have between C and I, just split the yellow and the green using PNR. As, let's call it ticket, no, sorry, PNR revenue. Oh, why is this group by? I don't know. I could have removed it. You see? Sorry, the group by was not doing anything. I should have removed it. I forgot to eliminate it, but it doesn't make any difference. It was not contributing to anything. Anyway, here we have it. There it is. And now we do the same thing. We do the same thing. So cast coupon revenue, and now this is our denominator. I'll make sure to put it there, and okay. I don't see where the error is, to be honest. Oh yeah, this comma. In BigQuery, for example, another engine, this would not be a problem. Teradata, another engine, this is a problem, just as here. You cannot have a comma right before the from. So there you go. And there it is. And lastly, the last one is a little bit different because you may be wondering, how on earth do I now tell it not to split by a variable, but to look at all of the table together? Sorry, I'm not sure if I told, sorry, maybe I didn't. Now it will be the last exercise, which will be how do we calculate the revenue or the contribution of each row out of all the revenues, in this case of Virgin Atlantic. So how do we do this? Sorry, 1 second. And better, no, I will do it, sorry. How do we present the overall revenue time and time again? How do we run this partition when there's no variable to split? Because we don't want to split it, right? We don't want to split it by rows 3 to 6 and then 7 to 10. We want all of the rows together. Well, in those cases in which what you want goes from the starting point to the end point all together, in those cases we say there's this bypass, this way that the engine is trained to understand, which is to tell it you have to partition by yourself using, and for that we use number 1. So we will say sum coupon revenue over partition by 1, and I'll call it as total revenue. And the partition by 1 is exactly as telling it from the top to the bottom black. It's all together in one single calculation. So you see, there it is. So finally, the last, and we are about to finish now, cast. So 100.00 times FLT dot coupon revenue. I've just been using FLT dots to make it more organized, I guess. Divided, or I could have divided like this. Maybe it's easier for the audience. Sum, right? FLT dot coupon revenue over partition by partition by 1 as decimal 16.2, and this will be as following. This will be percentage coupon revenue, and here, well, this was incorrect. This was coupon revenue versus reservation or PNR revenue, and this is percentage coupon revenue versus total revenue. And we'll execute it, and there you go, to the right. I hope that you can see it, but there it is. Well, this is the first lesson that I have ever uploaded. I hope that it was clear. If it was not, please say so. It's not going to be the happiest feedback, but I really want to help and teach as many people as possible. So the idea is that I can help, but for that I need to understand whether it was useful. Otherwise, I'll test another way to present it, and please put your questions or wherever you may want to learn about, and I'll try to help. Cheers and have fun.